bottom. Explode, explode. Fuck yeah, girl. Good job.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Monday Mania. Coming to you quick because I actually got some free time. We were supposed to get a pretty heavy snowstorm, which quickly turned into, I don't know, wet roads. But either way, I want to talk, it's going to December, everybody going into January. Gyms are about to explode with people. The same people that have been there, it's going to be, you're talking about, it's going to get overcrowded real quick. But I wanted to talk to people that actually are starting up or going back to the gym that have memberships they've been paying for 8 months and not going. Part of the reason I think a lot of these people are unsuccessful at at creating the habit or making strength training and training in general part of the lifestyle is because of a misconception that they need to overdose on exercise to be successful. So I think a lot of people going into this January New Year's resolutioners that are health related, specifically exercise related, should reel it in a little bit. I think they should make more obtainable goals as far as frequency, volume, and all these things. I think that a lot of these people, might actually be able to stick with a program year round if they're dedicating 2 to 3 days a week to something as opposed to 6 to 7. A lot of the problem with this landslide mentality of starting at 7 days a week, you see a drop off, then the next week you're at 5, and then 3, and then you're like, why am I even going to the gym anymore, blah, blah, blah. I can't stick to anything, There's several things going on here. First of all, if you're going from 0 days a week to 7 days a week, and you're trying to restrict your calories and in some kind of calorie deficit, your body is just going to be you're going to be a savage. You're going to be an angry, hungry person. You're just going to be give me everything, right? But also, it's just not that much of a time commitment to a person that doesn't probably like exercise. Isn't really realistic. Someone that loves exercise and they're like, yo, I want to get to the gym 5 days a week. They're only bodybuilding supposed to, they're working out 6 days a week. But they love it. It's not hard for them to justify an hour in the gym 6 days a week if that's the best part of your day. A lot of the people that get involved in January are the people that fall off very quickly. So they're people that don't necessarily enjoy exercise. So I would recommend trying to find things they do enjoy. So that's a part of this realistic goal too. If you like spin class, maybe that's your goal 2 days a week. If you like the squat 2 days a week. I encourage getting into strength training because that's kind of what I do. And I think even if your major goal is definitely fat loss, but weight loss, I think strength training is going to go a long way, long term in building muscle, building metabolic rate, building capacity, and that kind of stuff. But there's no program or exercise that has to be done. I recommend doing compound movements that are over multiple joints. I recommend progressively overloading those movements to get a little bit at a time, a little bit better each time. Give your body an appropriate stimulus so it has to keep changing and keep changing, keep overloaded, keep adapting. But if you hate a certain exercise, you don't necessarily have to do it. Especially people that are just starting. If you have a glaring weakness, is it going to help you to do that exercise? Probably, yeah. But initially, I wouldn't start with things you hate. I would start, hammering things I like to do or things I can actually, get excited about going to the gym to do, instead of things that I dread or that I hate, that I have a negative training association. I don't like doing burpees, so I'm not going to start out in January saying, yo, I'm going to do 100 burpees. I'm going to do that 5 days a week. By the second day, I'd be like, first of all, my elbows would fall apart. I get overused like crazy from doing the same thing every single time. But I just wouldn't keep doing that, so I wouldn't make that one of my goals. Second thing, for people looking to lose weight and body fat, I know you want the scale to move. I know you want those numbers to drop, but I would recommend focusing on performance-based goals. So say for a person that can't do 5 push-ups, if you make a goal on performance, you're going to get there. You're going to see some positive gain You know, the weight loss drop is going to happen too, but I think people that focus only on weight loss, let's put it this way, a person that's focusing only on weight loss and they set their goal of 50 pounds and then they get to a 20-pound weight loss, you know, shake their hand, that's awesome. But then they plateau. Whereas you're going to get these performance goals along the way that, you know, they're things that you could not do, you could not obtain. You know, all of a sudden you're banging out 15 push-ups and then 20 and then 25 and then 40, or you couldn't do a chin-up at all. Now you're doing your first one. Get past that first one too. Everybody thinks this is such a crazy thing to be, you know, the first chin-up, especially with females, is so challenging. But when you get that one, I'm telling you, it's faster after that. I think it's psychological too, because you know you can do it. It's like the dude that ran the first 4-minute mile. How many people run 4-minute miles now? A ton of people in that uber competitive environment, but they had to see that first one. They had to psychologically get past that they could do that first one, all right? So I think performance goals are important, and I think, you know, that can be relative strength, that can be push-ups, pull-ups, that can be whatever you want it. That could be rowing a 500 meter in a faster time. That could be a strength goal to goblet squat, whatever, half your body weight for 10 reps. You could load up, you want to deadlift your body weight. Like, it doesn't have to be astronomical. Once you get to that goal, then set another one. Don't make it an astronomical goal that's got like a 10-year goal. Like, people go into the gym thinking like it's gonna be this easy path. I would be prepared to know that it's gonna be a grinding path. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna require multiple decisions throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. And I would approach it that way and make more realistic goals. Also, people that don't be embarrassed if you're not an expert at going to the gym. Don't be scared to look for help. I mean, trainers aren't for everybody, strength coaches aren't for everybody, but the reason a lot of trainers and strength coaches have a lot of successful people in weight loss, in strength, and all these things is because they control all the variables, because they've seen a lot of these things before. So they can, you know, first of all, they can teach you a little bit about biomechanics and how to move properly so you don't get hurt and you stick with the program. Huge. They also control like the variables of, you can talk to them about frequency, you can talk to them about volume, you can talk to them about progressive overload. So they have experience with exercise prescription on exercise selection, and they'll just make your path easier. And a lot of times it's an accountability thing too. A lot of people, you know, if you're 3 weeks in, I mean, it's an accountability thing. If you have an appointment set up, or if you're supposed to go meet with a group or a class, like, you're gonna do it. Whereas if it's just yourself blowing yourself off, for a lot of people is a lot easier. So it gives you this like accountability thing as well. So I'm not trying to make it a super big pitch because that's a large part of my business. Like, this is what I do, but I think it is successful for a lot of people. And then going along with that, like, there isn't a right or a wrong way to do this for every individual, but I think adding some kind of structure, even if it's, you know, following a program or making an Excel spreadsheet, like, there is that positive association with that too, like seeing yourself get better month by month. So if you're 6 months in, you're 20 pounds down, you added 40 pounds to your back squat, it's a little harder to give it up, seeing that progress. Like, seeing that it's going to be harder for you to go the other way. And I think a lot of times that after people get a few months in, like, it's just part of your life by then, as long as it's not this super draining, super negative mental association with training. As long as you kind of like gear yourself towards creating a positive, you know, not everything you do is going to be fun. You know, it's not going to be like you're out there, you know, slugging IPAs and laughing with your friends constantly. But if you create this positive training association that, you know, you feel good after you lift, you feel better about yourself, mentally you're more clear, you know, your body's starting to get a little more solid, and you're less, you know, a little less soft, and start associating all these positive things with your training, you're going to be more likely to stick with it. So I don't want to take up too long on this video, but major things, I mean, just set realistic goals. Don't go for broke right out of the gates. If you need help, don't be embarrassed to get help, all right? And just keep plugging away. Just keep plugging away. Make it happen. I hope everybody's having a great, great Monday. Peace.